Have you ever experienced the gut-wrenching feeling of being betrayed by your closest friend? If you have, know that you are not alone on this difficult path. It's heartbreaking when kindness, the purest and most noble of sentiments, sometimes becomes fertile ground for betrayal and exploitation, leaving deep wounds in our souls. But don't despair just yet, because you've come to the right place at the right time. Today, we will confront a harsh reality together. Sometimes the people closest to us, those we think we know best, are the ones who can inflict the deepest wounds. Join me as we peel back the masks of deception and expose the cunning tactics of those who feign goodness to conceal their dark nature. But before we delve into this complex reality, let's journey back in time to an ancient fairy tale. Through its humanistic narrative, we will witness firsthand how kindness can be exploited, and from there, equip ourselves with valuable lessons to protect ourselves and never again endure the pain of betrayal. Once upon a time, in a small village on the edge of a dark and ominous forest, there lived a young man named Edmund. Edmund was known throughout the village not only for his kindness and gentle nature, but also for his compassion and readiness to help anyone in need. Everyone in the village admired Edmund, and none could deny that he was the kindest person they had ever met. In that same village, Edmund had a close friend named Lucian. Lucian was clever but lazy, often using his cunning to take advantage of others. Knowing that Edmund was always willing to help, Lucian began to devise schemes to exploit his friend's generosity. Whenever Lucian encountered difficulties, he would turn to Edmund. Sometimes Lucian would ask Edmund for help with the work in the fields, and other times he would seek financial assistance. Each time, Edmund would gladly offer his help, believing that he was doing a good deed for a friend, without expecting anything in return. One day, Lucian heard from a traveling merchant that deep within the forest, there was a massive treasure hidden in a secret cave. The merchant warned that the path to the treasure was treacherous, and only those truly brave could survive the journey. However, Lucian's greed overshadowed his caution. He immediately thought of tricking Edmund into embarking on this dangerous adventure to seize the treasure for himself. Lucian approached Edmund and told him that he had just heard about a rare herb deep in the forest, said to cure any illness. Lucian feigned concern and claimed that his mother was gravely ill and needed this herb to survive. Edmund, with his kind heart, didn't hesitate and agreed to help his friend at once. The two set out into the dense forest, where darkness loomed thick and the roars of wild beasts echoed in the distance. Edmund was unaware that Lucian had a cruel plan in mind. As they neared the cave, Lucian told Edmund that he needed to find water and suggested that Edmund should venture into the cave first to explore. Trusting his friend, Edmund agreed without hesitation. As Edmund ventured into the cave, Lucian quietly slipped away, leaving Edmund to face the terrifying dangers alone. The cave was the lair of a ferocious dragon. With extraordinary courage, Edmund fought the beast and eventually defeated it, but he was gravely injured and exhausted. Meanwhile, Lucian returned to the village and fabricated a story that Edmund had tragically lost his life in the forest. Using this as an excuse, Lucian seized Edmund's belongings, including a valuable piece of land that Edmund had owned. The villagers mourned Edmund's death, but none suspected Lucian's deception. However, fate had not finished with Edmund. After several days of lying unconscious in the cave, he awoke and began the long journey back to the village. Along the way, Edmund realized the betrayal of the friend he had once trusted so deeply. Though heartbroken, Edmund resolved not to let this treachery destroy his life. Upon returning to the village, Edmund did not confront Lucian immediately. Instead, he quietly gathered evidence of Lucian's deceit. In the end, with the help of a few loyal villagers, Edmund presented irrefutable proof of Lucian's guilt. Faced with the villagers' anger, Lucian could not deny his wrongdoings and was forced to confess everything. He was banished from the village, doomed to a life of wandering, never again able to earn the trust of anyone. Despite the betrayal, Edmund did not lose his faith in kindness. However, he learned a valuable lesson. Kindness must be paired with wisdom. He continued to help others but was no longer easily taken advantage of. Edmund lived out the rest of his days in the respect and admiration of the villagers, becoming a symbol of resilience and discernment. And so, the tale of Edmund spread across the kingdoms, serving as a reminder that kindness is a priceless gift, but it must be given wisely and to the right people, lest it be exploited and turned into a burden. Have you ever opened your heart, given unconditionally, only to receive bitterness and disappointment in return? Or perhaps you simply wish to understand the darker corners of the human soul, those who readily exploit kindness for personal gain. No matter which group you belong to, this video will be a valuable companion on your journey of exploring human nature. Together, we'll uncover secrets, identify early warning signs to recognize wolves in sheep's clothing, and most importantly, learn how to protect your heart from unnecessary pain. Don't let your kindness be taken advantage of. Let it shine in the right place at the right time. Subscribe to the channel today so you won't miss any upcoming videos. We'll continue to explore together the secrets to living a meaningful and happy life. A life where your kindness is cherished and spreads far and wide. I understand the pain of being betrayed by those you trust. They may skillfully hide their true nature behind a perfect facade, but no matter how clever they are, their pretense will eventually reveal flaws. Sometimes it's just an averted gaze, a forced smile, or insincere words. In those unguarded moments, the perfect mask slips, exposing the contradictions between their words and actions. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore those subtle cues. By observing closely, you'll uncover the truth hidden beneath the glamorous exterior. Today, we'll unveil 9 signs of an untrustworthy person, empowering you to protect yourself and avoid unnecessary heartache. The first sign, taking pleasure in others' failures. Let's begin this exploration of the telltale signs of a toxic person by observing their attitude towards others' pain. Do you notice someone who seems to always find joy in the misfortune of others? They might mock, ridicule, or even gloat when witnessing others facing difficulties, failures, or suffering. Sometimes these expressions are subtle, just a fleeting smirk, a careless joke, or a disdainful look. However, regardless of the form, these behaviors reveal a sad truth. They lack empathy, a crucial quality in building healthy and meaningful relationships. This lack of empathy not only makes them indifferent to the pain of others, but can also lead to cruel actions, causing deep harm to others. Imagine while you're struggling with a difficult project, your colleague not only doesn't help, but also laughs at your confusion. Or when you share a personal problem, your close friend treats it as a joke instead of listening and empathizing with you. These actions not only hurt you, but also diminish your trust and respect for them. There are even those who deliberately create bad situations, sow conflict and division, just to satisfy their sick pleasure in seeing others suffer. They might spread false rumors, instigate unnecessary arguments, or even sabotage the work and lives of others. Therefore, if you notice someone exhibiting these signs, be cautious and keep your distance from them. Don't let their indifference and cruelty affect your mood and mental well-being. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who empathize, share, and support you. People who bring you joy and peace in life. If you find this content valuable, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss our future videos. Let's continue this journey together, learning and growing towards a more fulfilling life. Sign 2. They make you feel bad. One of the clearest signs of a toxic person is their ability to make you feel bad about yourself. They are never satisfied with what you do, always finding ways to criticize, belittle, and put you down. Their words are like sharp knives stabbing straight into your self-esteem. You just completed an important project and feel proud of the results. However, instead of praising you, the toxic friend says, "It's okay, but if you did it my way, it would have been much better." This comment not only dismisses your efforts but also makes you feel inadequate. You are trying to lose weight and have made significant progress. However, the toxic friend keeps reminding you of the times you overate or didn't exercise enough, making you feel discouraged and wanting to give up. You share your dream of becoming a writer with the toxic friend. Instead of supporting you, they laugh and say you have no talent, that it's just a foolish dream. This can make you lose faith in yourself and abandon your dream. They not only criticize your work or dreams, but also your appearance, personality, or anything else about you. They compare you to others, making you feel like you always fall short and are never good enough. They don't hesitate to repeatedly bring up your past mistakes, as if to emphasize that you are a failure. These toxic words not only cause emotional harm, but can also affect your physical health. You may feel stressed, tired, have trouble sleeping, and even develop stress-related illnesses. Gradually, these negative words erode your confidence in yourself. You start to doubt your worth, wondering if you truly deserve love and happiness. You feel that there is nothing good or proud about yourself. In such situations, it is crucial to recognize that your value does not depend on others' evaluations. You are an independent individual with your own strengths and weaknesses. Don't let others' negative words overshadow your good qualities. Learn to love and accept yourself, despite your flaws. Seek support from those who love and appreciate you, who are always ready to listen and encourage you. Remember, you deserve happiness and success, and you have the right to choose who you want to be around. Have you ever encountered someone who exhibits this sign? If so, leave a number 2 in the comments so I and others can know. Sign 3, the person who always blames others. In life, everyone makes mistakes. However, how we face those mistakes speaks volumes about our character and qualities. A responsible person views mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow. On the contrary, some people always find ways to evade responsibility, blaming circumstances, others, or even external factors like the weather. This is a typical sign of a toxic person. These individuals often have an invisible shield that protects them from all criticism. Whether the mistake is big or small, they always have a ready excuse to justify their actions. When a project goes wrong, they might blame colleagues for not providing enough information, the boss for not giving clear instructions, or the client for constantly changing requirements. If they are late, they might blame traffic, a broken vehicle, or having too many tasks. Even when they hurt others, they might blame the victim for being too sensitive or misunderstanding their intentions. They not only blame others, but also find every way to shirk their responsibilities. "I didn't mean to," "I didn't know," or "I had no other choice" are their familiar refrains. They don't want to face the consequences of their actions, always looking for ways to avoid and shift responsibility to others. Why do they behave this way? There are many reasons, but the most common ones are a lack of self-confidence and low self-esteem. They fear being judged, criticized, and rejected, so they protect themselves by blaming others. Additionally, a lack of problem-solving skills and adaptability is also a reason. They don't know how to face difficulties and challenges, so they choose to blame others to avoid reality. Blaming others and avoiding responsibility not only harms others, but also negatively impacts the person themselves. When they constantly blame others, they don't learn from their mistakes, can't grow, and can't improve themselves. Moreover, they find it difficult to build healthy and sustainable relationships, because no one wants to be around someone who always blames others and never takes responsibility. If you are dealing with such a person, be aware of the problem and set clear boundaries. Let them know that you do not accept them blaming you. If they continue, stand firm in your stance and do not let them manipulate you. Instead of arguing about who is right or wrong, focus on finding solutions to the problem. If necessary, seek support from friends, family, or a psychologist. Blaming others and avoiding responsibility is a bad habit that needs to be eliminated. By recognizing and dealing with it appropriately, we can build healthier relationships and help those around us realize their mistakes, thereby growing and improving together. If you know of any other signs of a bad person that haven't been mentioned here, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sign 4. They disrespect your boundaries. Personal boundaries, though invisible, play a crucial role in any relationship. They are the unseen lines we draw to protect ourselves, show respect for others, and maintain healthy connections. However, not everyone understands and respects these boundaries. One of the most evident signs of a toxic person is their lack of respect for others' personal boundaries. They may invade your privacy by entering your room without knocking, reading your messages or diary without permission, or rummaging through your personal belongings. They may ignore or dismiss your opinions, always assuming they're right and not listening to what you have to say. They may belittle or mock your feelings, claiming you're overreacting or being overly sensitive. They might even coerce you into doing things you don't want to, using threats, flattery, or psychological manipulation to achieve their goals. Moreover, they may share your personal information without permission, such as telling others about your private matters, posting your pictures on social media without asking, or revealing secrets you've confided in them. These boundary violations can occur in various relationships. In romantic relationships, your partner may constantly check your phone, read your messages, demand that you report all your activities, be unreasonably jealous, and control you in a suffocating way. In friendships, they might frequently visit you unannounced, use your belongings without asking, and tell embarrassing stories about you to others. In families, your parents may intrude too deeply into your private life, make decisions for you, and disrespect your choices. Even in the workplace, your boss may constantly assign you overtime work, demand that you work on weekends, and disregard your need for rest. There are many reasons why someone might disrespect others' boundaries. Sometimes it's simply a lack of awareness. They don't realize their behavior is hurting others. They may think their actions are normal and harmless. However, there are also cases where it's intentional, stemming from a desire to control, manipulate, or exploit. They may feel insecure and lack confidence, so they seek to control others to feel more powerful. Or they may have malicious intentions, such as wanting to take advantage of you emotionally, financially, or informationally. The consequences of disrespecting personal boundaries are severe. The violated person can feel deeply hurt, angry, insecure, and lose trust in others. They may also experience mental health issues like anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Therefore, recognizing and protecting personal boundaries is crucial, not only for self-preservation, but also for building healthy and sustainable relationships. Sign 5. Those who envy you. In life, it's inevitable to encounter individuals harboring envy and jealousy. These are people who cannot rejoice in the success of others, always seeking to belittle and sabotage your joy. Their presence is like a dark cloud, overshadowing your achievements and sowing seeds of negativity in your soul. You can recognize them through subtle signs like a sarcastic smile when you share your joy, a fake compliment accompanied by subtle criticism, or a cold silence when you achieve something. They may intentionally downplay your accomplishments, exaggerate your mistakes, or even spread false rumors to damage your reputation. Sometimes their envy and jealousy manifest more overtly, such as through sarcastic remarks, destructive actions, or even open hostility. They may deliberately make things difficult for you at work, hinder your progress towards goals, or try to isolate you from others. These behaviors not only cause emotional harm, but can also seriously impact your life. Their envy and jealousy can make you lose confidence in yourself, feel insecure and anxious, and even lead to depression. Therefore, recognizing these individuals and reconsidering your relationship with them is crucial. If you notice someone in your life exhibiting signs of envy and jealousy, take the time to reflect on that relationship. Do they truly bring positive value to your life? Do they support and encourage you? Or do they only seek to belittle and hurt you? If the relationship makes you feel negative and insecure, consider distancing yourself or ending it. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by people who love and support you, those who genuinely rejoice in your success and help you become the best version of yourself. Don't let envious and jealous individuals affect your happiness and peace. Sign 6. Lack of remorse. One of the most prominent traits of a toxic person, akin to a festering wound, is a profound lack of remorse. Even though their actions may leave indelible scars on the souls of others, they remain indifferent, without a hint of guilt or repentance. In fact, when confronted, they display an astounding ability to manipulate, causing you to doubt your own perception of reality. Imagine you have poured your heart and soul into completing an important project, only for your colleague to blatantly take all the credit. When you speak up, instead of acknowledging their mistake and apologizing, they skillfully turn the situation around. They might say that you couldn't have done it without their help, that they were only helping you shine, or even blame you for not doing a good enough job. These statements not only blatantly dismiss your efforts, but also subtly attack your self-esteem. Similarly, in a seemingly close friendship, if you constantly endure sarcastic remarks and hurtful comments, and when you voice your feelings, your friend laughs it off and claims you're too sensitive, making you feel guilty for expressing your emotions. This is a form of psychological manipulation, making you doubt your own feelings and accept the hurt as a norm. Toxic individuals are often masters of manipulation and deceit. They can easily portray themselves as victims, making you feel wrong for pointing out their mistakes. They lack the ability to objectively reflect on themselves, cannot empathize with others' pain, and always find ways to justify their actions. This lack of remorse is not only a sign of emotional immaturity, but also a potential danger. Since they do not feel guilty for hurting others, they lack the motivation to change and will continue to cause harm to those around them. Therefore, recognizing and dealing with people who lack remorse is crucial. Trust your emotions and perceptions, and do not let their lies shake your confidence. Set clear boundaries and do not hesitate to distance yourself from toxic relationships. You deserve to be treated with respect and love, not harm and exploitation. Sign 7, negative people life is a multicolored canvas where joy and sorrow intertwine, creating a symphony of emotions. However, some people seem to see only one shade in that painting, the gray of negativity. These are the people who always view life through a gloomy lens, turning trivial matters into obsessions and difficulties into insurmountable walls. These individuals frequently complain about everything, from the weather, work, and family, to social issues. They constantly lament injustices, hardships, and the disappointments in life. To them, the world seems full of terrible things, and the future is just a long string of failures and suffering. They always focus on the negative side of everything, exaggerate difficulties, and overlook the good. A drizzle can become a major flood in their eyes, a small comment can turn into a grave insult, and a minor failure can make them lose all confidence in themselves. Persistent worry and fear are also characteristics of negative people. They constantly worry about the future, fear the unknown, and lack trust in their own abilities. They often imagine the worst possible scenarios, causing them to live in a state of continuous stress and anxiety. Negativity is not just a temporary emotional state, but a deeply ingrained habit in their thoughts and behaviors. They lack the motivation to change their lives because they believe everything is hopeless. They do not believe in their own abilities and think they do not deserve happiness. The saddest part is that this negativity not only affects them, but also spreads to those around them. They frequently complain and whine, making others feel exhausted, discouraged, and lose faith in life. They are like dark clouds, obscuring the sunlight and making the atmosphere heavy and bleak. However, negativity is not a life sentence. By recognizing their negative thoughts and behaviors, people can change and move towards a more positive life. Start by focusing on the good things, being grateful for what you have, and finding joy in the little things. Remember, life is not always perfect, but we always have the choice of how to perceive and face it. Sign 8. Animal abuse, a cruel behavior revealing the dark side of the soul. The animal kingdom, with its diverse and abundant species, has always been an integral part of human life. We love, care for, and cherish them as loyal companions, little friends who bring joy and warmth to our lives. However, not everyone treats animals with respect and love. Some individuals, for various reasons, have engaged in cruel and abusive behavior towards animals. And the sad truth is, this behavior not only causes pain and suffering to innocent creatures, but also exposes the dark corners of the abusers' souls. Animal abuse, by definition, is any act that causes pain, injury, or endangers the health and life of animals. It can be direct violent acts like beating, torture, or indirect acts like starvation, dehydration, lack of medical care, or confinement in poor conditions. These actions not only violate ethics and laws, but also serve as a warning sign of the perpetrator's underlying psychological issues. Research has shown that individuals who tend to abuse animals often exhibit negative personality traits such as lack of empathy, poor emotional control, and a propensity for violence. They often find it difficult to understand and share the feelings of others, including animals. They are also easily angered, lose control, and resort to violence to solve problems. An FBI study has revealed a significant correlation between animal abuse and other violent behaviors, including domestic violence and social violence. Animal abusers often tend to use violence as a way to exert power and control over others. Moreover, animal abuse can be a sign of more serious psychological disorders such as antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, or narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. People with these disorders often tend to disregard others, lack empathy, and show no concern for the consequences of their actions. However, not all animal abusers suffer from psychological disorders. Sometimes this behavior can stem from ignorance, lack of education, or negative past experiences. For example, a person raised in a violent environment may learn to use violence as a way to solve problems. Or someone who has been hurt in the past may take their anger out on animals because they feel they cannot fight back. Regardless of the cause, animal abuse is wrong and should be condemned. We need to raise awareness about this issue, educate people about the importance of treating animals humanely, and implement strict punishments for abusers. If you witness or suspect someone is abusing animals, don't hesitate to speak up. You can report the incident to the authorities or seek help from animal protection organizations. By doing so, you not only help protect innocent creatures, but also contribute to preventing violent behavior in society. Remember, animals also have feelings and the right to live a life free from pain and fear. We have a responsibility to protect and care for them, not only for their benefit, but also for our own. A humane and civilized society cannot exist if we don't know how to love and respect all living beings on this planet. Sign 9. Habitual liars. Some individuals, instead of using words to connect and build trust, turn them into sharp weapons, causing hurt and division. One of the most evident manifestations of these toxic people is their habit of constant lying. For them, lying is not just a means to an end, but also a game, a way to manipulate and control others. They can lie about anything, from their achievements at work, social relationships, to their own feelings and thoughts. Their sole purpose is to gain personal benefits, regardless of the pain and loss their lies may cause others. They may fabricate stories about themselves to create a good impression, exaggerate their successes to be admired, or even invent accusations to bring others down. They may promise things they have no intention of fulfilling, just to exploit others' trust. They may lie about their feelings, feigning love or care to achieve their personal goals. These lies are not just a lack of honesty, but also a display of contempt for others. They don't value trust or friendship, readily betraying and deceiving to get what they want. They don't care about others' feelings, disregarding the deep wounds their lies may cause. This habit of lying can stem from various reasons. Perhaps they lack confidence and feel the need to lie to hide their shortcomings. Maybe they've been accustomed to lying since childhood and are unaware of its harm. Or they could simply be selfish individuals who only care about themselves and not others. Regardless of the reason, the habit of lying always brings negative consequences. It erodes others' trust, making them lose respect and affection for you. It can also cause conflicts, disputes, and even destroy relationships. Imagine having a friend who always lies to you. Initially, you might overlook their small lies, but gradually, you'll start to doubt everything they say. You won't trust them anymore, and your relationship with them will become distant. Or consider the case of dating someone who constantly lies to you about their past, their job, their family, even their feelings for you. You'll feel deceived and betrayed, and your relationship will not be sustainable. Lying can also have more serious consequences. In some cases, it can lead to job loss, loss of reputation, and even legal trouble. Therefore, if you find yourself having a habit of lying, try to change. Learn to be honest with yourself and with others. Tell the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. Because sincerity and honesty are the foundation of all good relationships. If you're around someone who always lies, be careful. Don't let yourself be deceived and taken advantage of. Set clear boundaries, and don't hesitate to walk away if necessary. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and sincerity. On the journey of life, not everyone you meet will bring light and joy. Some people, like shadows lurking in the dark, bring negative energy and bad influences into your life. The 9 signs mentioned are just a small part of the bigger picture of toxic people you may encounter. However, don't let this make you lose faith in humanity. Remember, there are still many good people in this world who are willing to share, love, and help you. The important thing is to be aware, recognize, and distance yourself from toxic relationships to protect yourself and your soul. Don't let bad people dim your light. Always nurture kindness, compassion, and belief in good things. Be strong and resilient. Don't let negative people affect your life. Thank you for joining us in this video. We hope that these sharings will give you more knowledge and experience to identify and deal with bad people around you. Always remember, you deserve happiness and peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to continue receiving useful information and helpful advice about life. Wish you always strong, optimistic, and successful on the path ahead.